Happy Cannabis Day, everybody. You can smell and taste the freedom out there today, can't you? It's beautiful, all these booths selling marijuana, people walking around selling cookies, and no trouble at all. Imagine if this was an alcohol prohibition event and it was about drinking beer and protest. There'd be fights everywhere. This culture here, man, this represents one future, you know? And another future is represented by what's coming down in November. And what's coming down in November is Stephen Harper's Bill C-10, which will bring in mandatory minimums for growing more than 6 plants, mandatory minimums for making pot cookies and brownies, mandatory minimums for making hashish. And these two realities, this beautiful reality here, and the oil-drenched Enbridge reality of corporate Harper, the corporate fascist that's taken over our country, that's going to make people like you, if you lose your job, go up and work at Enbridge Pipeline digging ditches if you're on EI, that's going to take your money, that's going to spend it on bomber jets to bomb the third world, Middle East, over oil and stuff like that, and it's going to make money off of you by putting you in jail in private prisons, because that's who the biggest backers are, is a private prison industry. And so these two realities, man, you got a choice to make between these two realities. If you want this pot freedom, if you want this hemp reality of organic hemp cloth and biomass fuels and nutritious hemp seeds versus the Enbridge reality of Harper spilling oil all over our beautiful coastline, a coastline already ripped off of its fisheries, of its loggers, of all that type of stuff, you got to get out there and make that reality you want a reality, or the one you don't want is going to get shoved down your throat in the means of black, goopy oil. So, smoke them if you got them, but take some away from this place and get out there and get active. Get politically active. Start supporting politicians that represent BC and a clean BC and that are for legalization, decriminalization, and things like that. Because this herb, man, we've been using this herb for tens of thousands of years. All over the world, people use this herb. In India, it's burnt in honor of Shiva, the oldest worshipped god on earth. The ancient Jews knew it as cannabisum, and it was used as a sacred incense and a holy anointing oil. The Chinese Taoists used it for mystical purpose. Sikhs used it for mystical purposes. All over the world, in Africa, the Pygmies and other cultures have recognized it. Everywhere this goes, it's been the perennial religion. People recognize it for the sacred plant it is. And this sacred plant is here right now, in this time, to offer us a way out of this highway to hell. Because if there's one thing that breaks up the pavement of the highway to hell, it's a little plant pushing up through it. And we gotta use this plant here, nature's flag, cannabis, and legalize it, man. Happy Cannabis Day, brothers and sisters.
Chris Bennett, everybody.